guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is a very big day. For those of you that have seen my previous videos, you already know that I had the Mishimoto sponsorship, and today I'm finally going to be doing the install of the radiator, the fan shroud, the radiator hoses, and I already installed my oil cap, so that's not a big deal. I do all the work myself, as you can see on all my YouTube videos. I don't go to any shops. First of all, it's very hard to find a trustworthy person to work on your car. Second of all, saves you a lot of money. So let's get to it, guys, and I will show you guys exactly what we're going to be installing in the Evo today. So as you can see, we have the fan shroud. We have the upper radiator hose. I also got the lower radiator hose, but I already installed it because my lower radiator hose already gave out on me, so I had to replace it already. I wasn't able to get this on video of me replacing this hose because it was kind of an emergency. I came home and did it like within like 30 minutes. As you can see here, there is a giant hole in the middle of my radiator hose and it was gushing coolant. So this is the old hose, which is like a terrible design. It's like a two-part hose. I don't even know if this is a sleeve or if it's actually built like that, but yeah, so this one is out, this one is trash, and we're gonna go ahead and install this upper radiator hose, which looks super sleek. Super excited. And we have our main event here, which is the radiator itself, Mishimoto imprinted right here with a brand new radiator cap, and we have the famous Mishimoto logo right up front. Super sleek design. Look at these welds, beautiful aluminum, very lightweight, so super excited to install this. For those of you that are getting all butthurt because I'm resting it on my car, there's a rubber piece right here so it doesn't scratch the bumper. So one thing that I don't know how I feel about yet is this drain port. On my original radiator, it has just like a plastic piece right there that you could twist with your hand. This one has an actual socket that you're gonna need to put on there in order to take it off and basically drain it. So I'm gonna take off the bumper right now and then drain it. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. And I finally learned my lesson because I'm tired of scrubbing my hands for days just to get them clean and look normal again. I'm actually wearing gloves. For those of you that are always talking about clean your hands, wash your hands, I'm gonna be wearing gloves today. Hopefully I'm able to keep them on the whole time because I hate wearing gloves because why? They get in the way. I feel like I can't feel everything as much when I have gloves on, even though they're like latex or whatever. But yeah, so hopefully I could keep them on the whole time. I'm hoping I can get away with not lifting up the car while doing this. So we'll see how this goes. Like this. And this little nipple right here will start draining the coolant. But a little lesson for you guys. As you can see, I unscrewed it and it leaked a little bit, but not a lot. It's because I forgot to release this. And you could hear it as soon as I opened up the vent. It started draining. So basically, you want to take this off to get more airflow so it'll actually drain it. Because if you don't, then you're not going to be able to drain it. So I'll just put that here so I don't forget. And we have it draining right now. So the easier, faster way if you're in a rush is basically to take off the lower radiator hose. If you're replacing it or if you're replacing the upper, in this case I am, I would take off this upper radiator hose and it'll just pour out all over the place. So I don't want to make a mess in my garage as much as it's already a mess, and I don't want to make a mess all over my engine bay. So to make this easier, I already took off the brackets right here. I'm going to try to basically detach the fan from the radiator, slither out the radiator, and then take off the connect, just so I don't have to move all of this out of the way. I know my intake lines are in the way, so basically to avoid that mess, I'm gonna go ahead and take off the fan shroud off the radiator, see if I could slither that through, and then go from there. So one of the main issues that I was having with my radiator is, or well, shall I say my fan? My radiator fan is that the fans kept hitting my intercooler piping. So this design setup is different from my, it's different from the new one that I just got. The new one actually sits a lot more flush, so hopefully this one sits a lot better. So this is actually a fun part that I'm super excited about, is connecting the wires from the old Radiator fan to the new Radiator fan. Mishimoto doesn't come with a connector, so you basically have to cut and splice and reconnect the old connector to the new fan shroud. So you'll be needing your wire cutters, strippers, and a lighter and or any source of heat, a blade, and you'll be needing, of course, your heat shrink, basically to go ahead and not have any wires exposed. So the module for the fan usually goes right here, which basically tells the fan when to turn on and off. This connector plugs into it along with another connector. You're gonna wanna get the connector that's directly connected to the fan and basically cut these wires off. You basically wanna cut it as far as possible as you can, which is gonna be right here, just to give yourself a little wiggle room. And then you're also gonna cut these little connectors off and expose the wire, which is what I'm gonna do right now. So now that we have this connected, we can just raise the sleeve up and just tuck it in. So huge shout out to Mishimoto. They actually thought of this when they packaged everything for their consumer. They actually give you this like sponge tape that basically goes around the frame of the fan shroud to prevent any noise when vibrations happen. So anytime you start the car, you know, your car makes little rattling noises and it try to run away. So we're gonna tape this up right now and just place it on, so then when we install it all together, it's a lot easier. So I put the tape on the radiator. As you can see, the black framing all around it, it is covered, and I got the connector on. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the radiator inside and start with that. As you can see, I already put the radiator in. I just have to take care of a couple things on here and then bolt on the fan shroud. So I figured, since these are looking a little crusty, a little old, I figured might as well give them a brand new coat. So I'm gonna let these sit for a little bit while I go ahead and finish the radiator. So I went ahead and I finished up everything. I put the radiator, the fan shroud, the brackets on. I was having some issues here with the intercooler piping not fitting. It was hard to get this hose back on because it kept hitting the actual fan shroud itself. So what I did is I just went ahead and basically left it off the connector on the bracket, and in order to mount the module, because the module doesn't have a place on the new fan shroud where you could just bolt it directly in, so I just temporarily put it off to the side right here with a zip tie so it doesn't interfere with the intercooler, with the intake box. Okay, so I finished everything up. As you can see, I have coolant resting in here. I'm just gonna go ahead and start it. I have no gas, so I'm gonna start her basically just to bleed the system, make sure there's no air bubbles in there. The fan, I just wanted to make sure that the fan was on and was turning on. One thing that I already noticed that I love is that this fan is so much quieter than the OEM one. You could literally hear the difference, and it's great. I love it because my fan kicks on randomly. I think it's the module that's starting to act up, but I love it. It's quiet and it sounds so good, and it's running good. So I just bled the system right now, and then I'm gonna go take it for a quick test drive. So I will be ending my video here. I finished everything that I needed to do today with the Mishimoto install of the radiator, the fan shroud, and the upper and lower radiator hoses. Huge shout out to Mishimoto. I really appreciate you guys. Great products. Everything looked super sleek. It came with new hardware kits. And super easy install as well. Just took me a little bit of time because I was going back and forth, but got it done, and it didn't take a lot of time. So super excited to be running their products, and hopefully it leads to more for you guys. And if you guys want to see more, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will definitely be producing more videos. My race car is the Evo, but I also have a Fiat, so basically I'll be doing anything when it comes to cars, and I hope you guys like this video. So see you guys on the next one.